Hello, esteemed judges. My name is Parikshit Amita, and on the behalf of my colleagues Aman Surana and Parantab Mishra, we are Team Lumina1. Our team number is 239. Today, we are here to present our 10-year strategic plan from energy poverty to community empowerment. We want to be clear from the start. This is not a proposal for Ethiopia, but a partnership with Ethiopia. It is a plan to not only build infrastructure, but to unlock human potential and ensure social equality. To build with Ethiopia, we first had to listen to Ethiopia, and we had the privilege to speak with Daniel, an Ethiopian student who is currently studying at NIT. His perspective is the foundation of our entire strategy. He told us in Addis Ababa, electricity is reliable, but beyond the cities, it's a different story. He highlighted a core challenge, the deep urban rural energy divide. Even when the power is near, connection costs are a barrier for families. But most importantly, he told us that Ethiopians are ready for the change. They just need access. Daniel's story is the story of millions today. 71 million people in Ethiopia lack adequate electricity, and a staggering 92% population lacks access to clean cooking. To solve these interconnected challenges, we have developed an integrated 10-year plan, four-pillar strategy. Aman, our lead analyst, will now walk you through our solutions.
I'm Aman Surana, a third year chemical engineering student from NIT Trichy. As my teammate Parikshit said that we took help of Daniel for the groundwork knowledge of Ethiopia, and then we did thorough and extensive research and analysis about Ethiopia, which I will be presenting to you now. I have divided Ethiopia analysis in eight key sectors, which constitutes environmental impact, accessibility, overall energy services, safety, security, and potential roadblocks, and also affordability. And I have divided in various parts, which I will be now telling you. So coming to the basic analysis, that is the total population of Ethiopia is 135 million, and rural electrification is only 44%. And if you see overall, then as majority of the people live in villages and rural area, so only 54% of people have electricity access. Ethiopia is, we can say, a financially poor country because 24% of the people lie below the poverty line. And the main workforce in Ethiopia is agriculture. The literacy is about 52%, which needs to be stressed on, and which will do because of our solutions, which will help it. Uh, and as I said, 54% of the people have electricity, which is very less compared to the global averages. Coming to the total energy generation capacity, it's 5.2 gigawatts. 90% of the electricity is generated by hydropower, which is a renewable energy, which also has its own disadvantages, which we'll cover on. And coming to the clean cooking access rate, 80% of the people use firewood, which has its own disadvantages. Then there are a lot of outages which happen in Ethiopia. It's near 8 to 10 hours of outages per week, which is very high compared to global averages. And 60% of the grid cover. 60% of the country is only covered by grid. The rest 40% remains uncovered, which is why over 45% of the people don't have electricity access. Solar penetration is also again very low. Only 2 million homes have solar system installed, and less than 10% of households have smart meters installed. Then coming to the projects which Ethiopia has a very big dam, which is called as Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which provides significant amount of electricity and which is not still yet harnessed to full potential. And coming to the fossil fuel imports, Ethiopia mainly imports petroleum for the energy needs, and Ethiopia has its own energy reserves at a place called Ogaben Basin, where there are proven oil reserves which can be further explored upon. Then coming to the health impacts of traditional cooking, the sustainability and environmental impact due to the biomass, which is like 90%, 80 to 90% of energy source, there are 60,000 deaths due to the air pollution caused by burning of biomass, and 92,000 hectares of land is deforested due to it. Strength of Ethiopia is it has wide hydropower potential, solar potential. Weaknesses, it has very low electrification rate as of now. Opportunity is we can further develop upon this. And as it's a developing country, it can receive a lot of funds from World Bank. And threats are climate change due to the biomass which is being currently used. Then, as I said, one potential issue of the hydropower is seasonal variation. As 90% is produced by hydropower, so even during droughts, there are a lot of issues which happen with hydropower, which gives rise to intermittent supply. And as we can see, due to biomass burning, the PM2 levels are very high compared to World Bank. This line is not just about the uh, health effects, it's about the potential disadvantage which Ethiopian has compared to other other global average. Now, my teammate Parantap Mishra will walk you through a strategic 10-year plan which we have designed, keeping Ethiopia's pain points in mind.
To solve the energy crisis problem of Ethiopia, we have bifurcated our solution into two parts. One is on-grid expansion solution and another one is off-grid expansion solution. In on-grid expansion solution, we have two components. One is battery energy storage systems and another one is smart grid, which will help us to end the 90% resilience on hydro-based energy and increase the component of new wind, solar and geothermal power up to 13 gigawatt. We have created a detailed plan of how we'll be achieving this, starting from foundation and grid preparation, universal grid access, and how will we this will help us to achieve our plan which we have stated earlier. But still, most of the Ethiopia have don't have the main grid access of the electricity. They belong to remote areas. So for those areas, we have proposed a plan which includes solar mini grids and solar home systems, which will start by creating awareness, building trust of the consumers, creating services, manufacturing, and maintaining a SHS in a working conditions. For this specifically, we have a new pay system, which is a pay-go system, which will help the consumers to plan over first 24 months after implementation of the scheme. And after those 2 years, the consumer owns the systems, which will reduce the monthly cost to $0. We have also created a detailed map of timeline starting from foundation, where we'll be having installation of SHS, mini grids, and ranging from financial partnerships from institutions like microfinance, private sectors, African development banks, and climate investment funds. Now, we'll try to target upon the second problem which most of the rural Ethiopia face, which is access to the clean cooking fuel. We already know that Ethiopia has a very vast and diverse geography as well as very remote areas. Thus, for such a scenario, we have developed a multi-technology mix for accessing clean cooking solution to these areas. We have solutions ranging from biogas, improved stoves, clean and electric cooking systems, and modern clean cooking mix which has major component of LPG which has very higher efficiency. We'll be achieving this by starting with awareness campaigns, flexibility of adaptation of LPGs, partnership with women, and deploy 2 million infrastructures units and scaling those to 12 million LPG households and 4 million electric cookings, ranging ending to 90% universal adaptations. Our goal is very simple: to reduce air pollution deaths by 85% in Ethiopia and reduce national deforestation in Ethiopia by 95%. We have subsidized models, voucher kits of $50 for 3 million poorer households to acquire LPG kits at the initial stages. We have certain locations for LPG network, biogas, electric cookings, and assembly hubs as well. To achieve the solutions which we have discussed earlier, we have created a detailed financial analysis from grid extensions to BESS, from solar systems to mini grids, as well as to new modern clean cooking solutions for non-LPG as well as LPG programs. We have a detailed 10-year cost breakdown analysis of each grid extensions, mini grids, solar home systems, and other manufacturing and R&D cost as well, which helped us to analyze and come to a point where the break-even analysis gives us an year of 2028 with certain assumptions in the electric revenue as well as LPG revenue models. So we have everything planned starting from pre-break-even analysis which ranges from year 2025 to 2027 to post break-even, which is 2029 to 2035. We have a variety of diverse blended funding approach which has combining public funds, private investments, and climate finance to reduce the risk and maximize the leverage.
Everyone, it's me again. Now let's talk about energy bartering and regional cooperation. What's the concept and vision here? We can reduce forex strain on both of nations, we can enhance our grid stability, we can strengthen our regional partnership and peace, and most important, we can promote climate aligned goals via clean energy. The concept is that energy bartering is a non monetary exchange of energy. We can exchange some kind of related resources between our neighboring countries. Now, Ethiopia's goal is to become an energy led regional integration. Now, we can reduce reliance on forex based trade, promote sustainable regional cooperation. Now let's talk about our strategic partner selection. So we have thought of our three of our main neighboring countries, named as Kenya, Sudan, and Djibouti, and we have analyzed and given them a score out of 10. As Kenya stands on first 9.2 out of 10, Sudan stands on second 8.5 out of 10, and Djibouti stands on the third 7.8 out of 10. Talk about Kenya, we can exchange the surplus Ethiopian hydropower, and we can take Kenya's geothermal expertise. We can take their smart grid software, and we can take the technology. Kenya will get affordable baseload electricity and Ethiopia will get geothermal and smart grid capacity. We can implement it by a joint HVDC line operation and share O&M programs. Talking about Sudan, we can exchange the renewable energy and in the place of refined fuel and natural gas. Sudan can get a clear power for post-conflict development and Ethiopia will gain fuel security for backup generation. We can start with small cross-border pilot trade and then slowly expand. Talking about our last country called Djibouti, we can exchange electricity in the place of, and we can get access of their port logistics because we are a landlocked country, and we can have renewable equipment and components. We can mutually gain, like Djibouti can secure its reliable electricity. At the same time, Ethiopia reduces its logistics and import cost. Implementation for that, we can utilize existing 230 kilowatt lines and explore submarine cables and joint manufacturing hubs. Now, what are our advantages as Ethiopia? We have geographical advantage. We are a landlocked country. We have border with 6 countries. Strategic position for across border energy trade. We have Eastern African Power Pool (EAPP). Proximity to Red Sea, the trade routes through the Djibouti. Talking about natural resources, we have hydropower, we have wind power, and we have agricultural surplus, coffee, livestock, sugar canes, convertible into biofuels, and all. Energy export potential. Currently, Ethiopia export energy from Sudan and Kenya, and potentially we can barter clean energy for oil, gas, and fertilizer, etc. Ethiopia is equals to power exporter. Neighbors, fuel exporter. Mutually, we can be beneficial. Diplomatic and regional integration. We are active member of EAPP and African Continental Free Trade Area. We have strong bilateral energy agreement with Kenya and Djibouti. Ethiopia holds the power to light up the East Africa through energy diplomacy. Now, talking about the social, economical, and environmental impact, we have analyzed that how our 33 billion plan will derive sustainable growth from all the 17 social sustainable development goals which are suggested by United Nations. So our 10-year plans include everything with reducing annual deaths by 75,000, creating 8 lakhs jobs, empowering women, and saving 85,000 hectares from deforestation. Talking about Ethiopia's energy expansion plan. Now, here is a 10 years plan summary. The environmental impact will be like the deforestation will reduce by 95%. We can save 85,000 hectares per year by shifting 18 HH of biomass. Household relief. Poorest save $132 per year. Energy burden falls 43% to only 12%. Talking about social impact, public health, we save 75,000 lives per year. $2 billion healthcare savings, universal school electrified, 50% of study hours increased. Talking about institutional impact, new governance, rural energy agency with fast track permits. And if you see here, the energy mix in 2025 will be converted into the targeted energy mix in 2035. The detailed analysis is given here. Talking about feasibility, why and what are the challenges? The battery usage source system. Now, batteries are more helpful, but they are not so much eco-friendly. Talking about smart grid, they reduce the transmission loss, but at the same time, new infrastructure upgrade will take some time. Solar, easiest to implement, but intermittent electrical supply. Talking about electrical cooking, 100% clean, requires reliable grid access and strain new grid during peak demand. LPG, 90 to 95% clear, need a robust supply of change. Biogas, 100% clear, but require livestock ownership. Improve stocks, 40% fuel reduction, but low cost and immediate impact. So this was our whole 10 years plan from which we can gain the Ethiopia's back on track with sustainable and climate resilient economical production and energy system. And we can do the rural electrification, clean cooking, grid massive capacity addition, and overall we can lift 43 million people from energy poverty and saving tons of life. Thank you so much. It was my team. Lumina1, team number 239. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and here it is.